What's up, guys? This is Zach with Veteran Construction. I'm gonna give you guys a quick walkthrough on how this job turned out. We got we got the gutter guards installed. This whole roof we did. This is like an 8.5, 12. It's not an 8, I know that. And this is a 12, 12. We detached and reset that dish right there. Surprisingly enough, worked first try. Sometimes you got to call somebody out. We put it right back through the same holes. You give it a little shake sometimes and it'll come back. But she hasn't had an issue. We installed this roof probably a little over a week ago. And we focused on the siding, soffit, fascia, and gutters. So we left this chimney wrap here. I'm sure you guys have already noticed that. The reason we had to do it is because this brick's deteriorating. We went and pulled that off. It wasn't going to go well. She had no issue with it. So we're just going to keep that as is. If there's ever an issue, obviously I'd come back and take care of that, no problem, free of charge. It's the right thing to do. Two little things left on the roof. So yeah, as you can see, the gutter guards are on. We got that weatherhead boot, that little split boot there. I showed you guys how to do in one of my other videos. That is all caulked up. Ridge cap on the ridge vent. We switched the whole roof to ridge vents, sealed nice and proper. A little cooler in that attic. Not a whole lot going on this roof, so I'll go ahead and get back down. Just wanted to start at the top and work my way to the bottom for you. So I'm gonna monkey down here and then hop right onto this rubber here. So as you guys can see, this was the most, there's a really big bow out in this fascia here. That's why the gutter's doing that. But yeah, you guys see installed here on the tops every couple feet, and then some into the back as well. These things are nice and sturdy. Let water through, but not a bunch of leaves or anything like that. We spray painted that stack like I said I would. The baby tins are hidden like I said they'd be. And everything matched up nice. This was the final corner to come together on the whole job. There's a downspout on it, but you see how that came out there. Lasered it all on. Met up nice above this ridge board here, or this ridge here. Same thing with that, you guys might have heard her talking about it in my other video when I was showing how to do this part right here. She was asking about the brick, guys. She plans on redoing these. So, yep, we're all done with this roof section here. We got the turn bar for the rubber screwed back in after the gutter guy finished. And yes, I said gutter guy. He hung this entire thing by himself, and I don't know how impressive that is in the gutter world. He said he's done one as big as 69 feet by himself once. But I know usually we put 3 guys on a gutter that size at least and still have some trouble. So that guy was a savage in his own right, and I'm not afraid to admit it. All right, set the ladder up like a ass because I didn't want to scratch up these new gutters. So 1 second while I try not to die, and we're good. Okay. So got our little split blocks on, wrapped every window here, soffit and fascia. We installed baffles. We have center vent. We just drilled holes in this section. We installed center vent on the bottoms and solid up the gables. You don't have to vent the gables because there's no airflow to it. It's not a part of the attic. This is that terribly crooked addition here for the porch here, and this is just how it turned out. We couldn't remove that spot. We had to wrap an aluminum there. It was I don't know, it would have looked terrible because of the way this stuff was underneath it. So we just wrapped that in some aluminum and went on about our siding. Fortunately, we had to put it on level, and the soffit area wasn't level, and this is what we're dealing with. You know, it's not that much of an eyesore though. It's all brand new. I think it's looking good. We got her, most of this job was insurance approved. The roof was, as well as partial on the soffit. And then, so basically for the price she wanted to get, or the price originally was just going to be for the roof. For the price she would have paid me for the roof, I got her entire house done. And vinyl siding, which is an upgrade from her aluminum. We installed this door here. She wanted one with the mailbox slot because she goes out of town a lot, so we actually cut that mailbox slot out and installed that. And now I will talk about a few things that, you know, I'm a business owner, so I obviously have to have some complaints on the jobs, you know, and this is my own personal job here, but this is the kind of things that are going to help my employees grow. And I do have little complaints always, things that aren't installation errors necessarily are going to affect the job in any kind of way, just experience little pet peeves, right? Like in my corner video, I talked about cutting these off. Now this corner dangles down a little further. We cut it assuming that this is where the starter was going to go or whatever, and it got installed, and that would have been a fine overhang from right here roughly somewhere. It would have been an inch, but because everything had to come over level, and like I said, we had to bury this little section here. This little part shows. I don't like that. We had to trim nail this stuff just to keep it from bulging out all nasty style. And then here we go, one little thing right there. So the only thing I can do for that is put a dab of white quad on it, which, as you can see, I got pretty decent at. I ain't the best caulker in the world, but I didn't even smooth that line with the I didn't even smooth that with my finger or anything. I just tried my best to figure out how to caulk good, because that is a true art form there. And that's what we came out with. Little splash guards on these gutters. Guys did a real good job. Another thing I'm not real happy about, and I'll show some before pictures and after pictures throughout this, is there was a little bump out on this fascia here that made me assume that we had to do this pre-bent aluminum here, or not pre-bent, special bent aluminum here, and that caused me to do special bent aluminum on the entire house rather than buying the pre-bent with the rib in it, which I usually do. So we do all the fascia all the way through, we get to this, and then all of a sudden we're like, we don't want to deal with that bird box the way it was, and that extra bend there. Why don't we just smooth it all out with some furring strips? That's what we did, and realistically, because we did that, I could have done that on this entire job, and that's what is disappointing to me. So just minor things, but you know, comes with the territory. It's all learning experience. Doesn't matter how experienced you are. Not everybody was seeing that coming. And there's always be a student of the game. There's always something to learn. Always, you know. And we weren't supposed to wrap all these windows, but it would have looked like complete shit if we didn't. So we rewrapped every window here. Let me walk around through the front. I think it all came together pretty well, considering what we were working with. This house is 98 years old. So, and as far as point of view goes, I know you guys probably want to see what the point of view is. So just so you know how we decided our seams and everything, this is the driveway here. And so you can't see any seams this way. You can't see any seams that way. You can't see any seams walking up to your house on the fascia, right? All of our seams are this way. Okay. We rewrapped the garage door, new seals around the garage door. Reset her little safe box for in case she forgets that. Had the gutter guys install this for her rain barrel, so she can switch this whenever she wants. That'll cause it either to drain here or to go into a rain barrel. I think it's a pretty sweet little setup. So once her rain barrel gets full, she can switch it over and it'll drain out just fine. There's some of the caulk on the windows, and working on them. Working on getting better. We couldn't caulk like right here to the window because these windows just like, they just come in and out so easy. So We didn't want to take them off, or we didn't want to caulk that because she wouldn't be able to take them off. A lot of little transitions here. Another thing I'm unhappy about, and I could probably try to trim this with a knife if I really cared that much, but we had to put these little special bent pieces of metal, just a little L, to catch our J channel, right? So our J channel looks nice and straight, okay? So we did that to catch our J channel, and then we ran it all the way down flush with the other metal we had there, okay? Now this should have been knifed off at the bottom of the J channel, in my opinion. We should have taken that off so you can't see none of this. So yep, I think that's just about all of it. She's got these things on here to stop raccoons from climbing up. Those are what I believe to stop birds from sitting on certain spots where a lot of humans are sitting below or standing below, but she thinks some coons are running up them gutters, so, or them downspouts. So all right, we're all wrapped up here. Till next time.